What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. Australia have got off to an incredible start in the second match of our three-match T20 series. We're looking to go and try and peg them back from the stage that they're at now. But again, a lot of international cricket to go and talk about. We're going to start off first with the New Zealand-India Test match. Day 3 of that has just finished. By the time you guys are watching, Day 4 actually would have gone and started. New Zealand are in a bit of a predicament. They're about 300 runs behind. I believe India still have 3 wickets left in the bag, and they do have quite a deep tail. I did talk about that, touch about that in Friday's video. So it'll be interesting to see what does end up happening in that test match. No doubt on Wednesday we will have full coverage of it, of what does happen. It may potentially finish day 4, just depending, I guess, on how New Zealand bat. But to score anything above probably 300 on this pitch here is going to be very tough. I'm not too sure what's happening with my bowling at the moment, but it seems to be getting the job done. We're getting those Yorkers in, those slow Yorkers. So they do seem to be quite wide compared to usual. Normally we are quite close in towards the stumps, but not today. Today a hell of a lot wider, and it does seem to be working the treat at the moment. So nothing really, I guess, to talk about in regards to that Indian test. Rohit Sharma, I guess, silenced probably a few of his haters with a well-made, I think it was 82 or 84 that he got batting at number 6. Came in when India were in a bit of a difficult situation as well. So for him to go and get that is a huge plus, not only to his confidence, but to the Indian fans and selectors' confidence that he can go and get it done in test matches, not just one days and T20s. We all know how fine of a limited overs player he is, but has struggled projecting that into the test arena to date so far. But that there's done and dusted. Bish Kumar, I think, picked up 5 in New Zealand's innings. They did struggle a little bit. Came back 47 from Jet Patel, which really was the shining light in that lower order for New Zealand, and really did help them get to a semi-decent total, you would have to say. You know, helping them get something on the board so they weren't incredibly behind. They are still in a very tough predicament, and it will be very hard for New Zealand to win the test from the situation they are in at present. But fingers crossed they can go and try and get something over the line. They have a good 4th innings batting chase, and they can go and get close to winning, if not potentially being able to hold out for the draw. But we will have to wait and see heading into days 4 and days 5. Next up is the the Pakistan-West Indies series. That was close from Watson. A hit probably would have seen him being run out, but he manages to go and survive it there. But the Pakistan-West Indies series, which has gone into the second game, Pakistan have won both, and a shining light for them. I believe it is Baba Amzem. I'm not 100% sure on the pronunciation, so I do apologise if it is wrong. Someone could let me know down in the comments how to pronounce that name properly. But he has now hit back-to-back tons, the young Pakistani. I think he's batting at number 3 for them in the series, and I think he is a number 3 first and foremost. So he's gone back-to-back hundreds in that there. Shoaib Malik, I think, scored some runs too, and Sarfaraz Ahmed, I think, got 60-odd too. So they've started very well in this series, Pakistan, and that's something we did touch on in Friday's video. They're obviously a very good test side, very good T20 side. The one-day stuff has been a little bit left out for the time being, but they have gone on and they've played very well to date so far in this series. So hopefully they can back it up, you know, in Game 3. Get another clean sweep. Obviously, they swept the T20 series. West Indies, they'll be looking to come back. They haven't played that poorly from what I can gather, but they just haven't had, you know, those match-winning moments from both batters and bowlers. So the third one-day international will be interesting in that series there. And the final game we are going to talk about here today is the Australia versus, the South Africa versus Australia series. It's over there in South Africa. South Africa's batting has been absolutely magnificent in the past few games. I know Quinton de Kock, 178 in the first one-day international. They were chasing down a fairly big total. I think it was close to 300, 290, 300, somewhere around there. And South Africa absolutely smashed it. They got there very comfortably. In the end, what isn't comfortable is Watson's running between the wickets. He has gone and run himself out. So that's a big wicket. Dan the Man Vittori fielding down there, getting that run out. And that's good because I tried to merge Maxwell and Watson's name into one there, but Watson was looking very dangerous, and he was looking though he was going to head on to a big total. But just like that, we're bowling through a maiden, and then Finchie goes and hits us for 4 off the last ball. He could use a bit of that form at the moment in his series against South Africa because he is struggling along with a lot of the Australian batsmen. But anyway, back to that first game, Quinton Cock 178. As I said, they were chasing about 290, 300. They got there in the end, I think only about 3 wickets down, and they had something ridiculous like 17 overs left to go, which chasing down 290, 300 is absolutely incredible. It was just their day. I believe that is the second highest one-day international score by a South African now, and I believe it is Quinton's 11th one-day 100, which is absolutely incredible, and it is hard to believe considering he is only 23 years old. So same age as me, and has hit 11 one-day centuries. I've hit none. I haven't even played a one-day international, so that just shows you the difference, I guess, in the quality. But well done to Quinton, obviously, for that record. Such a fine limited overs batsman, and he, like Rohit Sharma, is starting to translate it into his test batting as well. He's open for South Africa in the recent series against New Zealand, but he will probably slot back down, I would say, into the middle order or even the lower order down towards number 7. So the game 2 was much of the same. Australia falling short once again. Again, South Africa getting a good score on the board. I think it was, again, 300 plus. Faf du Plessis, I think, scored about 111. And the key to this game for the South Africans is a lot of their runs. Riley Rousseau opened as well. I think he scored a few, 70-odd. The key to their batting in this game was that they all scored. Most of the players scored at over a run a ball. And we are going to have some work to do here today with the bat. We are going to have to score it well over run a ball. When it loads up, I was going to say, when we get those stats. Not awful stats by any stretch of the imagination. Average of 21 for a number 7 in T20 is very good. Obviously, that 100 that we had, I think that came against England. But we are going to need, as I said, a big effort here. 6.5 overs in, 5 for 47. The required run rate is not too bad. It's still at 9, so we're still going at a decent rate. But obviously need to go and try and get something going and get some boundaries flowing early on in the piece. Otherwise, we are going to be struggling heading into the latter stages. But myself and McCullum, obviously the tail in this game for me does seem to do a very good job more often than not. So hopefully they can do the same here today and we can continue to score some runs. As I said, build on that average. It's currently sitting just above 20. I would like to get it up towards that 25. And just get, I guess, a few more useful contributions in. But Mitchell Johnson coming in now, obviously. Well, thank you, Brendan. I'm actually so pleased that Brendan McCullum faced out that hole over. And we come back now to the off spin of Glenn Maxwell. We're just going to take the one there. And hopefully we don't have to go up against Mitchell Johnson because that would be an absolute nightmare. But still a hell of a lot of work to do. We have actually lost. I was going to say Brendan McCullum played out that hole over, but that was not the case. We've actually lost Brendan McCullum, and so it is Dan Vittori that we do have in now. And there's another one gone. So just like that, trying to play one of our favourite shots, that guide down to third man, and we've gone and played it basically, I guess, to Aaron Finch, who's almost at second or third slip. And you would have to say that things are not looking good for New Zealand now, with Tim Southey coming in. Obviously a good average around 20, but not a good effort by us by any stretch of the imagination with the bat. Had the run out with the ball. Our bowling was pretty good, but Australia win this game here. Glenn Maxwell, man of the match, as we fall 30 runs short. 37 not out off 28 balls and 2 for 33. Mitchell Stark, very good as well, 2 for 13 off his, I'm guessing, 4 overs. Dan Vittori, the real shining light for us there. 62 not out off 48. Without him, it would have been a hell of a lot of a bigger loss. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap things up here. Do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to leave a like. If you are new, please do subscribe. Make sure you check out my Facebook and Twitter links. That can be found down below in the description. Hope you're having a good week so far. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. We've got more Everybody's Tennis Challenge mode coming your guys' way. Make sure you do not miss that.